how's everybody doing tonight? Okay, so I've decided to try to start something new, start something different here on the channel. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you know that it's very much a variety channel. Whether it's my personal blogs or my movie videos, I usually have kind of a wide variety of videos, so that way we could target to, several different audiences and hopefully keep bringing new viewers to my channel. And I'm a huge music fan, and I really have not had too much on my channel in regards to music. So I thought that would be the most logical thing to do next, was to try to start something that would maybe attract more music fans to my channel, since I have all these videos and all these things talking about movies. So it's like, okay, what can I do with music? So I've come up with this series called AOR, Album-Oriented Reviews. Now, what the hell does that mean? Well, AOR, aka Melodic Rock, is my personal favorite music genre. It pretty much thrived in the 80s, late 70s. Depending on where you go, it was pretty scarce in the 90s, but it still existed. And now, thanks to record labels such as Melodic Rock Records and Frontiers Records, it's a genre of rock music that's basically coming back. Now, what melodic rock AOR is, it's aka arena rock. It's basically just not really hard rock, not really heavy metal. It's usually very synthesizer heavy. Think Journey, think Survivor, think all of those big 80s soundtrack songs that you know and love. That's melodic rock. And speaking of that, thanks to all our soundtracks and stuff, the debut episode of AOR, Album-Oriented Reviews, is about Survivor. And the way this series is going to work, it's basically going to be me highlighting a band, and I'm just going to try to show them off that way to expose more people to the band's music, get the band wider known, and hopefully try to bring back more popularity to the melodic rock genre. So basically how it's going to work, I'm going to talk about a band, I'm going to talk about the members, I'm going to talk about the history, then I will spotlight one of their albums, which I feel to be fantastic. Now here for episode 1 is Survivor. Now Survivor is a band that was formed in the late 70s here in Chicago by Jim Peterick. Survivor is a band that is very well known mainly in the 80s soundtrack world. When they think Survivor, everyone pretty much immediately thinks of Eye of the Tiger from the soundtrack to Rocky III. Survivor also provided the songs Burning Heart for Rocky IV, The Moment of Truth for The Karate Kid, and even I Can't Hold Back for Paul Blart Mall Cop. The original lineup of Survivor, Dave Bickler was the lead singer, Frankie Sullivan was the head guitarist, and Jim Peterick was the bass player / synthesized player / founder of the band. Starting around 1984, when the band made Moment of Truth, Dave Bickler was replaced with Jimi Jamison as the lead singer of the band. Jimi Jamison is one of the most well-known voices in the whole AOR melodic rock field. And he is, when people think Survivor, he is the big head singer that most of them will associate with Survivor. When you hear the name Jimi Jamison, they're all going to think Survivor. He was a huge part of the Survivor band. Survivor had several albums throughout the 1980s, and even the 70s, and even into today. They started out with Premonition, Eye of the Tiger, Vital Signs, When Seconds Count, Too Hot to Sleep, and then after a big hiatus, the band even returned in 2006 with the album Reach. Unfortunately, I believe Jim Peterick, it was either Jim Peterick or Frankie Sullivan, I know one of them was not on board with that album. Reach was lesser. It was a good album, it had some good songs on it, but it wasn't really as classic Survivor as most of their 80s albums were. The album I've chose to highlight today is Vital Signs from 1984. I own a couple Survivor albums on vinyl and CD, and this one I just feel to be the best. I really love Vital Signs. It starts out with I Can't Hold Back, which is a just amazing 80s song. Everyone's heard this song at one point in their life or not. It's a huge radio-friendly song. I don't know anybody who dislikes that song. And of course it semi-gained a small comeback being used in Paul Blart Mall Cop. We have High on You, First Night, The Search Is Over. The Search Is Over is a fantastic ballad. It's mainly songs like that that are the reason lighters exist. Side Broken Promises, Popular Girl, Everlasting, It's the Singer Not the Song, and I See You in Everything. Just great 80s album. I really cannot think of any flaws with it. Jimi Jamison's voice absolutely just shines through the melodies on this album. It's fantastic. Unfortunately, speaking of Jimi Jamison, while the band kind of separated in 1988 after the album Too Hot to Sleep, all the members went their separate ways. Jimi Jamison even had his own solo career, ranging for a while with albums such as Empires, Crossroads Moment, and his final album Never Too Late in 2012. Unfortunately, between August 31st and September 1st, 2014, Jimi Jamison passed away, which I don't know. Some sites say August 31st, some say September 1st. I'm really not too sure. September 1st is actually my birthday, so it's actually more sad that Jimi Jamison would pass away on my birthday. Jimi Jamison, he started out singing for a band called Cobra, and he was just an amazing voice. Last year, in 2015, a tribute album under the name Torch was put out, honoring the lives of himself and Fergie Frederiksen. It was basically a supergroup compilation of artists such as Bobby Kimball, Jim Peterick, Frankie Sullivan, Mike Reno, and they all came together to make songs in their honor, kind of like a send-off for the two of them, which that is really expensive and really rare if you can try to find that CD. It's called Torch. That one's pretty expensive out there now, but no matter what, Jimi Jamison has forever left his voice on the melodic rock field. Survivor is one of the defining bands of melodic rock, so figured on episode 1, I'm kind of being basic about this, but there's really not much you can say with a band like Survivor. They're a classic 80s band. Everyone knows and loves Survivor. Definitely check out their older albums, especially Vital Signs and Too Hot to Sleep. Those albums are fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this first edition of AOR, Album Oriented Reviews. It is a fantastic album, Vital Signs, and I will talk to you guys next time.